Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome to This Is Football. Sorry, I was just checking my mic switched on there. Welcome to This Is Football. Welcome to another transfer stream. Actually, why did I say another there? It's our first transfer stream of this transfer window, you get me, of this summer. We're starting new series for you guys this summer to keep you guys entertained throughout the summer. Obviously, the Premier League is done now. The FA Cup final has been played. There's nothing left. Why is my head so big in the thing? Let me sit properly on this chair. Anyway, we've started a new series for you guys this summer, you get me? We're going to be talking about the Premier League transfers. We're going to be discussing all different things. There's a daily transfer show as well debuting tomorrow at 1 p.m. inshallah, so stick around for that. Big up to every single one of you guys who's tuned in. Thank you guys so much. There's already 100 people in here. We ain't even started yet. You guys know how these videos get. So I don't want to keep interrupting the stream to tell you to like and subscribe. So make sure guys are liking the video. Make sure guys are subscribing. So this is you watching us right now. I just wanted to hit this X button, hit this like button right here. See? 100 people, 30 likes. That's some Nicholas Jackson at the start of the season numbers. Anyway, we're here to talk about Enzo Maresca to Chelsea. Obviously, yesterday we had our fun on A-listers. The day before on Ahwa and all this. Today we're here to have objective conversations and just ask the Chelsea fans how they feel about the transfer. So first and foremost, let me introduce Ziad. Can you switch on your camera? Ziad, what is this lack of professionalism? Guys, I bet you he's eating a kiwi. Wanna bet? Oh my god, no, switch it off till you're dressed. Oh my god. Oh my god, he came on this thing topless. Anyway, let me introduce first and foremost, you guys saw him yesterday on the A-lister stream. My brother, get me, Chelsea represent. No Poch arguments today. I told him this, we're going to have objective conversation about Enzo Maresca, that is. Now we have to differentiate, by the way, I just realized. I cannot keep saying Enzo. I have to now say Enzo Maresca or say Maresca. So they know which Enzo I'm talking about, not the Enzo Fernandez, you get me? Man like Lewis is in the building. How are you doing, Lewis, man? You're on mute. You're mute. There you are.
Yeah, my bad. It's been a rush getting back. But it's good to be back. Obviously, another chaotic day at Chelsea. Literally woke up to a here we go. Love to see it. Feels like we're right back into transfer tribal chief mode. But yeah, looking forward to this discussion. I got a little bit of backup today. Up the Chelsea.
Let's go.
Hit the like button, sub, all of that. And yeah, I don't know what Ziad was doing in the background, but yeah.
He's just there topless. No kiwis as well. That's what's made it weird. Usually there's a kiwi involved. There's
That's
no
crazy.
kiwis, man.
What, is that his gimmick or something?
Yeah, he eats every single Ahwa stream. He's there with a kiwi. Oh, you want kiwi? You want kiwi? No, I don't want kiwi.
I never paid attention to that. What the fuck?
Yeah, he eats kiwi all the time. Joining us on the channel as well, you get me? A guy that now is taking the piss every time I invite him to a stream, sending me a paragraph of thanks, just because I told him stop thumbsing me up. Me and him agree 100% on everything other than Chelsea, aka cooking Hamza for that Batistuta equal Alvarez take, which is by far his worst ever take in the mankind history. You get me? That's still the one that pisses me off the most. Man like Andrew's in the building. How are you doing, Andrew, man?
You're on mute as well, bro.
There you are.
What is 0 for 2? Sorry, I apologize. Thank you for inviting me on the Sam. And I want to point out something. Right, that's my response. Yeah, it's a one-line response. Okay, that's what it was, not a paragraph that you proclaim. And it's because last time I gave a thumbs up like a month ago, and you went, "Can you show some enthusiasm when I invite you on a stream?"
No, I'm just saying I invite him on a stream, and his response is a thumbs up. I'm like, "Can you show some enthusiasm?" Why you act like I'm forcing you? Why you act like you're a prisoner of war?
He got tired of the Poch debates too. That's all it was.
No, it wasn't even a Poch thing. It wasn't even a Poch thing. That's the crazy part. I'm like, "Can you show some enthusiasm?" And he's just like, thumbs up.
I've been streaming with this guy since World Cup 22, and this is the first time in like 18 months he goes, he was a fan with a thumbs up, but anyway, we're here. And I got to say right now, Ziad with the Kiwis, I've never heard the word Kiwi said so much in just my life, you know what I mean? And I don't know who eats kiwis all the time. Do you know what I mean?
It's so strange. It's not even a
Apples,
fruit that's
oranges.
grown like that.
I just never hear it. It's just madness. Just madness. Thank you very much. We are here. Let's do this.
Big up, my bro. Big up. Kiwi man, are you dressed now? Oh, Kiwi man is dressed. Finally, he has a shirt on. You get me. We have one guy from the A-listers, one guy from the Ahwa to join us. Today, there's no banter. We're going to have real conversations. You get me? Kiwi man is in the building. Can we spam Kiwis in the chat for my brother? Man, like Ziad. How are you doing, Ziad, man?
Big up to everyone that's locked in, man. Make sure you like him. Make sure you subscribe, man. Show some love to Hussam, Lewis, Kef, Winter Surfer, and Casually, man. Make sure you like and subscribe. مين بده بطيخ يا جدعان ما بده بطيخ. Anyone want watermelon?
No, do you own a fruit, man?
English. I forgot what it was in English as well, man. Big up to everyone, man. Make sure you like and subscribe, man. Big up to everyone.
Do you own a fruit market or something?
Of course.
I need an explanation.
Habibi, fruit is beautiful.
I agree with you, but what fruit do you have?
What's the problem then? Right now, I've got بطيخ, which I forgot what it was in English.
Watermelon.
Watermelon, that's it. And I have عنب, also known as grapes. Say, man.
No kiwis?
No kiwis today.
I'm so disappointed. I introduced you as Kiwi man and there is no kiwis.
Okay,
Fair. And finally, last but not least, someone who wasn't enthusiastic at all, Winter. See? I'm gonna show him the same energy I showed you. I invite him on the stream. His responses reacted like this to this message. Ahmed has reacted to this message. I got notification. You get me? Ahmed react like this to the message. This guy, I'd have to say, me and Lewis have had a lot of conversations with Ziad as well, Winter Surfer. I think the best debates have come with Ahmed regarding Poch. We have debated back and forth probably all year long. With this whole Pochettino situation. And I think it was Casual FC where I first met him. And I was like, yo, send me Ahmed number because he knows ball. You get me? My fellow Poch inner in the building, to bring a little bit balance to the argument. Man, like Ahmed is in the building. How are you doing, Ahmed, man?
First things first, man. Thank you for having me. Secondly, the reason why I did that was because, I was working. You know what I mean? That was the reason why.
Yeah, you were deadlifting 200 kilograms, right?
No, I was actually because I was working at home. I was working from home, so I was in a meeting. That was why. So my apologies for that one.
Don't worry about it, guys. The bridge. If you're watching on the replay, stop what you're doing right now. The bridge is in the chat. Casual FC is in the chat. Ziad Zone is in the chat. Carefree Lewis is in the chat. Go subscribe to all these 4 great guys. Don't just subscribe to me. Don't just like this video. Go subscribe to all these guys. You're going to find them on all these channels. You'll see me on Carefree Lewis's chat. You'll see me on Ziad's chat. I was in Ahmed's chat as well today. You'll see me calling out Andrew wherever he is. So make sure, guys, go subscribe to all these 4 incredible guys' channels who have given us their time to talk about Chelsea, you get me? And as you guys know, on the transfer window, look, we're here to discuss all clubs. The name of the channel is This is Football. It's not This is Anfield, you get me? It's This is Football. So we're here to talk about all clubs. Any transfer news, we'll be hitting you up with transfer videos, stuff like that. As I said, tomorrow I'm debuting our stream, inshallah, at 1 p.m. News with Hussam. Big up to my guy, Benz. I actually had to Google this currency. This is Hungarian. Let me check its name again. Hungarian forint is the name of this currency.
I'm going to send that to Fatah for the Conference League away day trip.
Yes, Hungarian forint. There you are. He says, I hope Mudryk starts cooking under Enzo. Big up. We're going to be talking about this now, actually. We're going to be talking about the players and all this because I watched I never like to claim other people's work. Shout out to James Alcott. I watched his video on how Chelsea might line up under Enzo Maresca, which is very interesting, which we're here to talk about as well. So big up to you guys. And can we get W's in the chat for my guy, Vin, who drops the 100 piece? Big up to you, Vin, my brother, man. Big up to you, Vin. He says, happy belated birthday, Sam. Thank you so much. He says, hold this present. I appreciate you, my brother. Like and subscribe, chat. Thank you so much to Vin, one of the lieutenants of This is Football. Never a happy clapper. Unlike the other happy clappers. By the way, happy clapper is now a thing. I go to Gunner's chat, I see it. I go to Saeed's chat, I see it. I go to Lewis's chat, I see it. Everywhere I see it. Happy clappers. I made it a thing. I was just talking about the seals. You know how the seal, like this, the seal goes like, it's like a happy clapper. Yay, we're so good, type thing. So yeah, that's what they usually do. By the way, big up to all of you guys. exactly what at the end of the super chat. Like, subscribe, and let's just get this party started. Let's just talk about Enzo Maresca. Let's just talk about Chelsea in general, because there is a lot to talk about when it comes to Chelsea. It's not just Enzo Maresca. It's not just a Poch thing. It's not just a Bowley thing, Iqbali. General conversations about the whole football club and the direction that Chelsea fans are looking into the future, of course, of their football club. I'm going to start with Ahmed, actually, because I know the other three opinions. I haven't heard Ahmed's opinion yet. So I get your opinion on Enzo Maresca, because I did catch a little bit of your live, but I caught it towards where you were talking about who you should sign. By the way, never ever defend the Sorloth take. That's a good take. If you get him to
Thank
score
you,
goals.
man.
That's a
That's
good
what I'm
take.
taking, man.
Sorloth
Thank you,
is
man.
a good player. If he can bag goals, he can bag goals. He can
That's
bag,
what I'm
man.
saying, man. See that?
But anyway, go ahead. Tell me
My
your thoughts
scouting
on-
is elite scouting, by the way. I just got elite scouting. Just remember that, man. I know that for sure.
You repped
Yes.
Gallagher at the start of the season. Shut your face, yeah. You repped Gallagher.
Listen, well, guess what, man? Best player
Yeah.
for Chelsea other than Palmer.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say.
What?
Oh,
Hey,
oh,
You know what I mean? No. Okay. All right, that was a bit. I went too extreme.
Here we
That
go.
was-
Yo, man, Gustav
yeah,
alive,
yeah.
you know.
Like, really, really.
Yeah, I went,
alive,
I went too extreme there, but no, you know.
Yeah,
In regards to Enzo Maresca, from what I've seen from his tactics, he seems all right from his tactics. Again, for me, I always question the one thing I always question, particularly with this guy's, he's not just going from the Championship now to the Premier League, like, you know, from a club that's been promoted. He's going from the Championship to the Premier League to a top 6 side. Can he handle that pressure? Is the first question you got to ask yourself. How is that man management going to be now, particularly with these players? He's now at a big club too. There's a lot of those stuff that, for me, that's the stuff I'm looking at to see, is he going to be able to handle? That's the thing, the main thing for me when it comes to Maresca. Again, you know, obviously he's the manager now. You've got to back him. Hopefully we can see some stuff in pre-season, and then as he starts to build his stuff in the actual league itself. And that's what I have to say at this moment in time on Enzo Maresca, man. I'm not going to be one of those guys that's like, run Enzo Maresca out, because I can't control that. But what I can do, hopefully, he does well. That's all I can say on that one.
I was actually surprised by the reaction. There are many people who are Enzo out, which, you know, like, fair enough. I'm slot out, so I'm not going to judge anyone how they support their club. But I saw,
Exactly.
I think, wasn't Maresca out trending yesterday, I swear?
Yes, it was trending.
Is
Yeah,
it actually?
yeah, it was
I
trending.
saw that. I swear it was
That's
trending.
I
on
tried
Twitter.
looking for it. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I think it
Or
was.
it might have been trending, but I saw it a lot in the Chelsea community. That was some in Chelsea community. I saw it. So.
But if I'm being honest about that, bro, you know, I think the problem, well, at least from them, like, you know, you've been picking from guys, you know, you can say that are elite or like at least up and coming prospects in it from mid-table clubs in par. You know, going for a Championship manager is kind of extreme. It's going to be considered extreme, whether we like it or not, at this football club.
Yeah.
And B,
That's right.
you know, and B is very, very, very high risk. But they want, like, of the managers that were available to us, Maresca and McKenna are probably the most high risk managers in terms of percentage wise.
I just think this whole thing is like, it's so confusing, the messaging from the directors and the board. They literally go top 4 and a cup. Then they go, give me McKenna and Maresca as the top 2 choices. Then they give him a 5-year contract. And all of this, I was thinking, how could I sum this up? You know what I sum this up as, Sam? You know that Russell Westbrook clip? You know, where the reporter asked him and he goes, "What?" That's what I summed up as. What? I just don't know. I don't know where what to do, because it's very confusing messaging, because they've not refuted that top 4 trophy claim in any of the media whatsoever. And no one's pulled it back or anything like that. And I'm going, but then why you can't? Maresca's like literally out from the Championship, and also, I'm sorry, I don't care what he's done at Leicester. It doesn't mean anything to me. Do you know what I mean? It's a totally different thing. You know, the Championship is the most physically demanding league to get out of. Okay, it's the most physical demanding league. It's 46 games. Okay, remember, this is a guy, and I'm not blaming him or anything, but this guy, they gave up a huge, I think, 17-point lead in the Championship. It was a massive lead they gave up, and they just about crossed the line. He's got a massive job on to do, especially if they want top 4 and a trophy. I mean, the trophy thing should just be the Conference League if you're going to do that. Just to get that and get that out of the way. So that should be that. But it's
I
a
can't lie,
massive.
Lewis and I saw the teams yesterday when he shared that you should be winning that still. Like
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
like
but
Toughest
just
team is Lons.
there's
we
like
should
two
sleep.
tough games maybe, two tough
Yeah.
teams in the whole comp.
We should sleepwalk through that. Let's be honest. But it's like
Yeah, I agree with that.
what? Okay, so you get, it's not even a 5-year contract. It's a 5+1. What I'm reading, it's not even like a 5-year. So it's essentially a 6-year contract, right? My thing is this: if it somehow during the league, and it's bound to happen. Say we lose 3 games in a row in the league, yeah.
Mhm.
Am I going to be hearing stories about the board having twitchy fingers or nervousness? You can't do that.
They
I think
can't
they
by
will.
definition because it's 5
They-
years as well.
They cannot
Yep.
do that. They
That'll
cannot
be
do
the second time they've done that.
wherever this guy finishes next season, they cannot sack him. If he finishes 8th and we don't get anywhere in the cups, I mean, we embarrassingly go out of the conference league, you still cannot sack him.
Yeah.
You have committed now. Unlike last year, we know what you're looking for in a progressive coach. You want to play like this. You want to do the foot, whatever. So that means you've got to let him do his thing. You've got to let him. If he fails, you have to let him fail by himself.
Exactly.
Yeah. And none of this. Also, we back the manager. I don't want the dreaded whatever it's called. From the it's called we see it in the past, right? When the owners come out, they back the manager and then they sack him like 3 months later. I don't want that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Leave him alone. Let him do his work. You've backed him now because you're not only getting him, you've got his entire backroom staff coming with him as well. Not just him. Like we're going to place him with Fabregas or something like that, or whatever we're going to do. His entire backroom
That
staff
was
is
the
coming.
craziest thing ever when they're like
That was
Fabregas.
mad. That was mad. Like they thought, our media was going to go, they put Fabregas beside him.
Oh,
We're
one
all
more
happy.
player. Let's
We're all
go.
happy. Fabregas is fine. We'll give him time. Fabregas knows what he's doing. Come on, man. Let's be serious. But yeah, they have to back him now, and they want. I don't know if they want to do the Arteta thing or some hybrid Arteta Pep thing or whatever it is, but he's got a lot to do. He's got a lot to. He impressed them in the interview. To me, that doesn't mean anything because they were impressed by Poch last year, so it doesn't mean anything to me. He said in the interview, it doesn't really matter. So I'm waiting to see, but I'm not having this debate with other Chelsea fans about why have we hired him. It's going to happen. You're just going to have to accept it, and you have to see what he does. We all hope he does well. You hope Slot does well, because ironically, we do not like coming on streams slagging off our managers. Do you know what I mean? We want to be
Really? I hope
Oh
we did
yeah.
it for you.
Oh, okay, bro. Yeah.
I
Okay.
hope you did it for views.
Okay.
Yeah, look,
Easy
I got
there,
that
buddy. Let's not
I got
waffle
that in the
now.
comments.
You don't like
Man.
to flag off your
We're
manager.
just doing it to go up the algorithm.
unless he deserves
Yeah.
it. Unless he deserves it.
No, I got that in my comments the other day that me and Lewis are only shitting on Poch for views, and I started my
The
channel.
whole season, brother.
I want to grow my channel on views and whatnot. But listen,
By the way,
I agree.
We like being depressed on stream and getting cooked every week. Yeah, up the
I
Chelsea.
would say this on a real. 100% positivity gets you more money than negativity. 100%.
Yes, it
I
does.
know. When
It
I
does.
was positive in the quadruple charge season, I made the most money at the time, considering my subscribers. I made the most subscribers. More people wanted to watch me. You actually, by the way, look at who the most successful football YouTubers are. All the positive.
I will say my best vlogs came during the period where we won the UCL, like the 4 months off.
100%.
brilliant.
100%.
It was just fine.
This whole negativity is good thing is such waffle.
Listen,
It's
man,
good.
transfer
It's just
season.
because they saw AFTV get to the top based off that. And now they think everybody does the same
Bro,
thing. And AFTV weren't even doing it based on that.
Bro, transfers, man. Transfer season when the club's getting in players. Bro, positive buzz, everything like that. That's getting you, bro. All the views, man. We all know that, man.
But what I will say is that I think there's a mixture of Andrew and Ahmed, man. I do agree that my biggest concern is whether these managers will be able to handle that at Chelsea. I think the biggest reason Potter failed, and even the okay, that's new.
Oh my god!
A glimpse of why Pochettino failed is because they couldn't hack it at Chelsea. It's different levels. People don't understand that yet. They might think it's okay that you can jump from club to club, but you can't. Oh my god! Okay, they can, I don't know if they can hack it at Chelsea, bro. So yeah,
so why are we in Madrid?
Why are we in the Bernabeu, bro?
Why are we in Madrid?
No, we're not. This is Stamford Bridge.
No, this is Madrid.
Well,
That's Madrid,
I wish,
bro.
I wish that was
Bernabeu.
I wish the
I
Stamford
wish
Bridge
our
was
ground
that
was
big,
that
bro.
big.
I wish
Bro,
it was,
I
bro.
swear to God, it's Stamford Bridge. Here, I'm
No,
showing you.
that's the
the
Bernabeu,
Bernabeu.
brother.
Bro,
No, it's
I would
not,
know
bro.
what Stamford
Yes,
Bridge
it
looks like.
is.
Bro, that is the
We
Bernabeu, bro.
don't even have 4 stands up there like that.
Bro, I wish that was our stadium. Can you imagine, bro?
Yeah, come on.
I never see our pitch look like that.
Real Madrid on the
It
left.
looks
Madrid,
Oh
look,
my
look,
God.
look.
Wait, so why did they lie to me?
Yeah, this
Who?
ground brings
Wallpaper.
back bad memories.
It must
Yeah,
be like a future dream of the
Let me
club.
share screen quickly, yeah? See this. What does it say here? I swear I literally just Googled Stamford Bridge because I thought the thing was too colorful. Look, Stamford Bridge wallpapers. I just
You're
downloaded it.
kidding me.
It's a
I
concept
swear
design,
it
bro.
says Stamford Bridge
It's the
wallpapers.
concept.
I
It's
just
the
downloaded
concept. It must be a concept design for the club if they expand this. If we expand the area, that's what it is.
There you are.
No, that's the Bernabeu.
Listen, you know what it is? Let's just pretend it's Stamford Bridge. Innit? Just pretend.
Yeah, let's
pretend.
move on. Yeah.
Anyway,
Getting
carry on.
Yeah.
It's seen great. It's seen greatness like the Bernabeu. That's for sure. That's all I'm saying.
That is true.
Yeah, man. Listen, I don't know about this manager. I don't know anything about him. A lot of people may know. I didn't want any of these managers. The Zerbi, Buddy, Flick was the only option that I really wanted. Flick and Tuchel. The rest of them, I was not bothered. I said it weeks ago, like, if you don't give me a Tuchel, you don't give me a Flick, I really don't care who you get after them, because I think they're just as big risks as each other. They're all going to have their negatives. They're all going to have their question marks around them. And I didn't want that, Chelsea. I was sick of question marks. I was sick of the unknown. You know, I wanted more guarantees. And people can love this, progress the players, develop the players. You know, it's a process. Trust all that. Listen, man, you bring in a good manager like Flick and Tuchel, they're going to win you trophies. That's guaranteed. Because if I had Tuchel on my team right now with a squad that I highly rate, that I've been saying for a while that I rate it highly, I guarantee that Conference League. I guarantee a FA Cup or a Carabao Cup. I guarantee trophies. I guarantee the players understand standards. They develop mentally, know what it's like to be at Chelsea. You know, they raise their standards. Standards don't go any low. You know, it's just simple as that. That's what I wanted. So I'm not going to sit and shit on Enzo Maresca or shit on any of the other managers because I wasn't a fan of any of them. At the end of the day,
No,
we
but
didn't
yeah,
get the
I'm not
target.
asking you to shit on him. I'm not asking any of you to shit on him. But just tell me
Yeah,
your honest
exactly.
opinion. If you're doubtful or if you're worried, it's okay. You can express that.
Of
opinion.
course, there's doubts. Of course, there's doubts because I don't know anything about him, and he hasn't got any crazy credentials that prove me otherwise. Apart from winning the championship with fair play, although it is with Leicester, you know, I do still like the fact he still won a trophy. People talk about he almost bottled it. Well, apparently Leicester fans were saying that is due to more players missing chances, more than his tactics or how he approached certain games. So
It's right.
listen, man. Listen, at the end of the day, the main positives I do like is that apparently he's very knowledgeable on our squad. He likes the squad. He thinks he suits the squad well. He's got he knows a couple of the players, Paul Malavia, you know, that he's worked with in the City Academy. He was taught under Pep, which is a positive, whether we like it or not. And yeah, man, he's clearly got a little bit of experience behind him as well. With I think he was with West Ham as well, a team in Italy. What do you call it? Man City's academy, and of course Leicester winning the league with them. So he's clearly got a little bit. It's clearly got a little bit of experience behind him, but I just don't know if he'd be able to hack it at Chelsea. That's the biggest issue. And then, of course, the biggest issue of them all are the sporting directors. This is their last chance, and if they fuck this one up, we're looking towards Bowley and Iqbal.
I want to get to the sporting director's special segment. So let's just focus on Maresca now, and I'll let you guys talk about the directors and the direction and Iqbali and Bowley and all this. We can have a overall conversation. Lewis, the Maresca situation. Talk to me before we just open the floor up. Just everyone completely.
Yeah, I was just letting everyone cook, to be honest, because I agree with what basically everyone's saying, because it's the uncertain. Like, we don't really know too much of what to expect, except that he plays a possession-based style of football, and that's what we want to try and do. And will he be able to translate what he's doing at Leicester to Chelsea? Maybe. I'm not going to say he can't do it, but I'm also not going to stand him and say, yes, this is the manager that's going to take us to titles. It's just, you guys have now told me that this is the guy that's going to take us to titles. You have given him the 5-year contract. You have given him your backing. And in what's a very high-risk move or a high-risk situation for the club, you have decided to put all of your bets on a championship manager. So we'll see if he's able to make the step up. I'm not going to pretend that he can't. I'm not going to pretend that he can, but he's meant to be an up-and-coming manager. If he gets backed properly, we'll see what he can do through the season. My targets remain the same, top 4 in a trophy, because the players are capable of doing it. If we don't get top 4, you assess the reasons why. And if it is managerial issues, you're going to have to look at the directors for that. Because if the directors and the owners are going to ask, why did we fail our targets? The number one thing you're going to say is because you gave it to an inexperienced manager. So that manager is going to need more time. That manager is going to need to be allowed to make mistakes and to learn as well. So it remains to be seen whether he can hit the ground running. These players are capable of 4th. They are capable of a trophy. Trophy maybe even more than 4th because we're in the Conference League. Like I'm running that as my trophy drought ends next season because we're winning the Conference League. I don't care if I get clipped or nothing because if we get knocked out, the cooking we're receiving is going to be generational anyway. Who cares about a little clipping? We're winning.
You will probably cook your club more than anyone will cook you anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'd still get cooked as well. I'll
Same
get
for
thrown
us when we
into
got
the
knocked out by Atalanta. I was cooking my players. I didn't need anyone to cook me. I was cooking the frauds on the pitch.
Course, man.
Yeah, I think it
Well,
would. I think it would be an embarrassment to go out of the Conference League. It would be a new low. Do you know what I mean? It would be something that I couldn't even guard against. And just on a side note, I was on the Gals channel and Fatur, we asked him, what do you want from the season? Fatur said 4th, Conference League, and both domestic cups. He literally said that to my face.
Yeah,
That's what he
but
wants.
don't need to calm down a little bit.
I know, that's what he said.
Remember, there's other good teams in the fucking country. Calm
well,
down.
he said one more domestic would be like fairs, but
No. Hold up.
He
But
said
the problem
no.
is, you know what the problem is?
I
Though?
wouldn't mind
Like,
that.
You know, the
course
ownership
you wouldn't mind
themselves.
that. That's a
No, the
highly
ownership.
subjective
Though, but the
like-
thing is,
of course,
thing is,
I wouldn't mind winning all of them.
the ownership.
I
Is
don't
the
think it's that
ownership. The
possible,
ownership
no.
is setting the standards, right? They want apparently top 4, Conference League most likely, right? And another and to compete in a trophy, right? But the thing is, if we're being realistic, that's kind of unfair when you're bringing in a championship manager.
Yeah.
Which is
That's
why I
the-
said at the start.
Yeah,
I said at the start,
exactly.
the
I
messaging.
wouldn't say it's
the
unfair
messaging
though,
thing-
because we have seen it happen before. We literally
Yes,
brought
but
in
the message-
Lampard and got top 4 with the
But the
Yeah,
transfer
but
ban.
again, but Lampard was a
So we
special case,
can
bro.
do it.
Lampard was a special case. We had COVID that happened. He had a squad that was a bit more experienced, and we had playoff Pulisic for the second half of the
And
season.
we still looked at that squad as inexperienced when we started the season.
I think our team also got helped with like a 3-month break in between
Exactly. We had
the,
3 months
in
because of
between the games.
COVID.
In the game, to be honest. But
mean,
no, it's
yeah,
like
it wasn't
because remember, Pulisic got injured that season. If we'd actually played a normal season, he wouldn't play for us that rest of the season. So,
Yeah.
but going back to
To be
this,
honest, we
it's
did
like
have a pretty
that's-
bad injury record before COVID.
That's why I said it's like it's really weird messaging. You can't, like I said, to me, you can't go top 4 trophy and then you're top 2 on the list with McKenna and Maresca. It just doesn't make
100%.
any sense. It's like, it would be like I don't know. It'd be like Sam if your guys had gone with company going to Bayern Munich, your guys then went after Craig Bellamy as a manager and then said to him, "Oh yeah, a title challenge."
I
What are
actually
you
think
talking
Company
about?
is a good manager. You know, I rated him.
No,
like
No, but it's assistant Craig Bellamy though. I'm talking about like if you guys went after Bellamy and said, "Oh yeah, now we want you to title challenge," that's just madness to me. I don't.
I agree with you. I think there needs to be an element of realism, and
Exactly.
this, I'd say my thoughts on Enzo. I watched the tactical videos of him. I think tactically he fits the bill because he plays possession football. Obviously, it's. Listen, here's the thing. Let's not sit up here and waffle. He's literally Pep 2.0 in terms of the way he plays. So he does the inverted thing. It's a 4-3-3. It's a possession style football. It's pass left, pass right. So that's what you can expect. So it's possession based football, trying to keep the ball as much as possible. Basically emphasis on possession. I think he inverts either the left back or the right back. Yeah, he inverts either the left back or the right back, which will be interesting to see next season. Does he choose to invert Cucurella or invert Reece James? That would be an interesting thing to see. Which side he inverts. Obviously, keeping the ball is one of the things that he emphasizes on. They create a good amount of chances, Leicester. There was an interview last season where he was quoted as well, saying basically that he's never going to go back on his principles. So he's never ever going to go and just park the bus away at Man City or blah, blah, blah. He's always going to play possession football, 4-3-3. We're going to pass the ball. We're going to keep the ball. We're going to do all of that type of stuff. So I think that's the
disciple. He's a Pep.
Yeah, he's a Pep disciple, 100%. From a tactical perspective, he's good. The one thing about Enzo that I actually surprisingly think is a good thing, not a bad thing, is the yes man thing. I think being a yes man is not necessarily a bad thing. I think that's a good thing for the club. I don't think it's a bad thing. I wanted the yes man at my own football club, so I cannot change my energy. I think managers selecting players is not necessarily the best thing. Usually, actually, the crap managers are the ones who have good talent ID. Like Oli was one of the worst managers we've seen, and that guy wanted Haaland and wanted some of the best fucking players available in world football. So
Lampard was another one.
Yeah, Lampard. I was about to mention him as well. Wanted to get the best of the best players. Well, who was the guy that Lampard wanted? The one that there was like this superstar.
Oh, he wanted Bellingham, Rice.
He wanted Bellingham. Rice.
Bellingham is the guy that I wanted. Yes, Bellingham is the guy I remember. He's like, oh, I want Bellingham and all this. So, like, obviously they have good talent ID. So I don't necessarily think getting a quote-unquote yes man is a bad thing, as long as the people above him are making the right decisions. Now, I think this is high risk, high reward. Because we cannot ignore both sides. We're here to have objective conversations. We have to acknowledge both sides. This could go 100% great or 100% crap. That's how I believe it will go. Like, I don't think there's a quote-unquote in the middle in this particular situation for multiple reasons. I think he might fold under pressure because I've spoken today, big up one of the guys that watches the show. He's a Leicester season ticket holder. He gave me the rundown. He gave me the positives, the negatives of the guy and everything. When it comes to negatives, he said when they were top of the league and they were kind of dominating the championship, they almost bottled it. And he told me the one negative thing about Maresca is he's very stubborn. He makes late substitutions. So he basically believes in plan A. So essentially the thing that he does is plan A or plan A better. That, like, he doesn't believe in a plan B, if you would like. So it's like plan A, we're going to play possession football, pass the ball and do all this. The one thing I'll say is the question that remains to be answered next season is whether he can handle the pressure. Whether he can, wearing, let's be real now, being the Chelsea manager, of course, comes with a lot more pressure than being the Leicester manager. Like, that's just the reality. Obviously, Leicester were expected to win the championship. They're expected to do really well in the championship, all that type of stuff. But when you are the Chelsea manager, spotlights on you, press conferences, interviews, you've got people on YouTube with a much higher clout than, obviously, with all due respect to the Leicester fans, of course, that do content, stuff like that. So everything is just a pressure pile on. So it's a completely different pressure when it comes to managing. I think Chelsea do have good players who can play possession football. That's the positive thing. So it's not like they have players who play Sam Allardyce football. They have players who can keep the ball. Obviously, Enzo can keep the ball. Obviously, Caicedo can keep the ball. I would like to see how Gallagher would fit into all this.
No, he doesn't
because
fit
I
at
don't
all.
think
He doesn't fit.
I don't think he's necessarily the possession style football guy. If you would like,
Palmer
is going to be one of two things. Either he thrives next season, he plays like an incredible role next season where he takes it to the next level, or maybe the system affects him negatively. Because the one thing about Poch, like dislike him, like him, in terms of the forward line, he did give Palmer like full on freedom, like do whatever.
Well, that was his tactics, That was skip the ball and see what he does.
Give everyone freedom.
If Maresca gives him freedom too, that's like your best player now.
That's what I mean.
It's looking at under 19 level, they've worked together before. So
they did.
And also, it's like I keep saying, I can't really take anything he's done at Leicester. They were in the Championship. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's totally different ball game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was going to come. I think two things. I just found out today they might be facing a 15-point deduction at the start of the season. So no wonder he wants to leave. He's going to be 15 points down. When they start, he'll be 15.
They're going to start with minus 15.
They've lost their project and they're going minus 15. They're getting
it's because of FFP in it. They overspent basically.
They're going down still.
No wonder he wanted down. He wanted down.
They're going down.
And also, I don't think. Listen, it's admirable you want to play your football when you come up, but you have to think about where you're playing. Like Company, it was admirable. He wants to play his football, but he's with Burnley. Do you know what I mean? In the Premier League, you can't play that style with Burnley in the Premier League. You can do it at Bayern Munich, no problem. But like I said, it'd be interesting to see obviously it's going to be very interesting what he does. You're absolutely right that he wouldn't have felt even being Pep's assistant at Man City, because he's not going to feel that much pressure as he's going to feel right now from the opening day. Every single word he says will be critiqued like it's a special CSI episode. They will take apart, what did this mean? Why did he say it that way? Oh my God, his body language. Oh my God, We can't tell how is he sweating too much with his bald head or something like it's just different things like that. It's going to be so, and that's just outside. We have our own big in-house channel as well. We upload so many videos, of his training and stuff like that. That's going to be overly criticised and stuff. But as football fans, we're very easy. If we the first 10 league games next season, if you say to me, you've won 6, drawn 3, and lost 1. Okay, I'll take that right now. Do you know what I mean?
Andrew, you guys asked for all this. You guys asked for all these question marks, this uncertainty. You guys wanted it. First of all, why the hell are we still in Bernabeu? This is bloody giving me a headache.
Wait, why are you saying?
I put Stamford Bridge, but this looks wrong, Jackie. Here, look, it just looks awkward.
That's Chels. First things first, yeah.
That's Chels, bro. That's Chels. No. This has
to be. Why are you saying?
This has to be like. No, this is Adidas. We're not supposed to buy Adidas anymore. Oh,
hang on, Ziad. Hang on, Ahmed. I got him. Ziad, why are you saying you wanted Poch out as well? So that's for starters.
No. Okay, let's get something straight. What I mean by that is not this you guys stuff about Pochettino. Not that. Okay, because this question about Pochettino,
there's a question mark on every single manager out there.
No, this is where the thing is.
I didn't even bring up Pochettino.
Hassan, if you want to talk about Pochettino,
Ziad brings him up. No, don't blame me.
Be 1 second. Let me tell you something,
Ziad,
okay?
I'm innocent.
Oh my! Listen, let me tell you something. The thing with Pochettino is that people need to get into their heads here. Pochettino was not sacked because of managerial situations. There's nothing to do with that. He couldn't get along with the board. No. I'm giving a bit of backstory, right?
We already know.
He was not sacked because of managerial performances. Because if he was, right? He was
sacked for his unhealthy obsession with Kiwis. That's why he was sacked.
Listen, big up the Kiwis. Listen,
one of the reasons for him being sacked was in failing the targets, which was top 4.
Lewis, let's be real here. Fabrizio Romano said himself, Chelsea ideal on a stick with Pochettino. Let's be real.
Yes, there was a range of reasons, and one of them was top 4 in the trophy. We didn't get it.
Right, but I still believe, even though he didn't agree with those targets, if that meeting went better, he would have stayed.
Can I ask you a question, Ziad? Can I ask you a question?
1 second, man. But these questions, about how reading body language, overthinking his tactics, all that. I didn't want any of that. This is why I was asking for a flick or a Tuchel. This is why I was looking for a flick or a Tuchel. Okay? Hassan, كل مرة بحكي you interrupt me. صلي على النبي يا حبيبي.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Let me tell you something, okay?
I'll play it when you're done.
This is why I wanted a flick or Tuchel. More guarantees, less question marks. This owners wanted someone that buddy connects with the fan base, right? That gets it. Proper Chelsea. He gets it. He gets the badge. The managers were there, man. Thomas Tuchel was out there. He was out there, bro. Thomas Tuchel was out there. But guess what? We have to deal with this guy, Enzo, whatever his second name is, Mascara, whatever his name is, and Maresca. Okay? We have to deal with the possibility of bringing the Zerbi, and we have to deal with the question marks. Because at the end of the day, that's what fans wanted, and that's what the board wanted, and that's what you've got. Simple as that, bro.
All right, listen, let's break this down. I'm gonna start with Mauricio, with the Mauricio Pochettino.
Pochettino should not be sacked. They could lose the next 5 games, and I would still say Pochettino should not be sacked.
Okay.
RSM, man. Go ahead, Ahmed. Sorry, I had to play.
RSM, I thought I was dying for 5.
Listen, now big up, but listen, the thing is, we know why Poch was sacked.
How was that?
Yeah, Poch was not just sacked because of the fact that the transfer he wasn't agreeing the transfers. If we agreed with Poch's transfers, Ugarte would be here, Kessie would be here, Paredes would be here, Danilo Pereira could have been here. Okay, I'm not accepting that stuff to begin with. Firstly,
all right, move on from Poch. He's gone.
All right. Secondly, like if we're being honest, big man, Tuchel has management is cooked. I will repeat that to the end of days. He crashed out with the man management at Chelsea. He's crashed out at the man management at Bayern Munich. Why do you think he's not gonna crash out again with his man management in skills?
Sam, would you take Tuchel at Liverpool?
No.
I'd rather stick pins in my eyeballs.
Thank you, bro. Bro, I was just on a.
I don't care what Hassan thinks
Wait,
about what
Ziad,
manager they should be at.
Ziad,
with a straight
Ziad,
face as
This
well.
waffle, yeah,
Ziad,
that he falls
Ziad,
out with players. He was at
Ziad.
Chelsea for about 3 months, and the players adored him. What are we talking about,
Ziad,
man? Rudiger wants
Ziad.
to kiss his feet, bro.
The
Rudiger
same
wants to eat
players
the-
that you
bro,
are
Abraham
talking
was
about
to drink his
adored him.
shoes, bro.
The
What are we
same
waffling
players
about,
that
man?
adored him, bro, were the same players that fell out of him. What are
Habibi,
you
he did
doing?
not get sacked because of falling out of any players. What are we talking about here?
No.
What are we talking about
Yes,
here, man?
he did. Yes, he
No,
did.
we didn't, man.
What
The
of it was because-
Broly
I
and the
don't know
Vardy
why we're
was in,
talking about
bro.
Tuchel in the
No,
first place.
no,
Yes, he
no.
did.
I tell you
One of
why,
the
Andrew.
reasons
I'll tell
why-
you why, Andrew. Because you don't have to deal with this now. If this manager
Because you're
fucks up,
obsessed
yeah,
with Tuchel.
if this
You're
manager,
obsessed with
if this
Tuchel.
manager fucks up and
You're
balls it,
sexually
I'm
okay,
helping.
attracted, man.
this is what you don't
I
wanted.
swear to God.
You wanted this up and coming
You-
manager process rubbish. When I was sitting there weeks and weeks upon saying Flick or Tuchel and everyone else can F off, you know what I'm saying? No, they fall out with players. They're old school. Listen, the old school way clearly win trophies. As simple as that. I'm sorry, bro.
Okay, I would say this to you. I would say,
Can I just say one thing, Andrew? Sorry. Here's the
Yeah.
thing. I said this to Lewis last time. When it comes to sacking Pochettino, forget whether you agree or disagree with it. I think if it was results based, why didn't they get rid of him when you were 12th? Why did they wait?
Yeah,
I think
we
it was
said that,
genuinely
though.
more the.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I really
I think it was-
the
I
think it
transfer-
was-
I just said it wasn't results based.
I think it was to save face because they would look even worse if they sacked the manager mid-season twice. So it's
No,
like
I
we got to
think
give
it
him the
was-
season, we got to give him this
Rubbish,
season.
If-
the game
If
to
Even
win.
the
they went to
runs.
top 4 and you're 12th, obviously the possibility of top 4 is gone now. Why not get rid of him then? If it was
Exactly.
that.
I don't
I
know. I
honestly
wanted
think
him gone from time. You know that.
I think
No,
it
no,
was
I know you wanted him
I
gone.
think
I'm
it's a
saying
cut run to
from
say
their
I
that.
think it's because they wanted to save face.
I disagree.
fair enough. I think from their perspective, it might have been like the transfers thing, to be honest with you, because that's the one thing that
Maybe.
the only logical explanation from their perspective.
Well, I like I say, it's confusing, you know, unless someone comes out like with like a documentary style thing about what happened. I think the cup run saved him from getting fired earlier, if I'm being honest with you, because we got to one final, lost, and we were still going to the FA Cup final. We had one of the easiest. You know, I've never seen such an easier group of games in 2 cup competitions in my life. It was like Man City. Remember the Man City runs before like the semi-final of the FA Cup or something like that?
QPR.
Yeah.
Remember Arsenal in 2017 before they played us? They had like Sutton
running-
United,
hang on.
Lincoln, and
You know, the ironic thing is, we faced Leicester in the FA Cup, and they outplayed us with their 10 men for like 35 minutes at Stamford Bridge until we bought them. Like,
yeah, and then they went down to 10 men.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but no, listen. I don't know why your obsession with Tuchel is becoming worrying, Ziad, man. It's like you
How
can't
about
take
Tich,
it.
Habibi? How about Tich, man?
And also, I would say this: Flick for me is a big name.
Random.
I don't know what he said, so I can't take offense. So
No, it's nothing offensive.
okay, cool.
No, he said have a watermelon.
Yeah, literally.
Oh, okay. All right. I just listen. I think we'd be lying to ourselves if all 4 of us said, "Oh, if Flick wanted the Chelsea job, would you take him?" We wouldn't say no. Of course, we'd say yes. So recognise name and stuff like that.
I would say no personally.
I
No,
just
Tottenham
okay,
come
whatever.
on,
Okay, I would just.
The reason, sorry, just quickly, the reason why is because I watched the Amazon documentary when he was at Germany and he was doing his tactic stuff. I encourage a lot of people to actually watch that video and to watch that documentary on Amazon. It is bad. Like
I will say this though. I will say this. Flick would still have question marks for me because really he's only been at Bayern Munich. Really, if we're talking about it, right? It was a great run at Bayern Munich. But before Bayern Munich and after Bayern Munich, he went to Germany. I argued with some guy and I know it's wrong, but I was just bored. He said he credited him for the World Cup win in 2014. I was like, what? You credit Flick for the win? And I was like, that was low, bro. That's like saying this guy Maresca is the reason Man City won the treble last year. Do you know what I mean? It's just bonkers. They all have question marks. We all said it before. There was whoever the manager market, whether you say it stinks or whatever. If you could describe this manager market, it'd be a giant question mark over this manager's market.
Yeah, but
right?
then there's calculated risk and there's
There
uncalculated.
is. This is a. I don't even know if it's
Xavi
calculated.
Hernandez is a perfect example.
Well, one
Yes.
second. You know what it is?
Yes.
We just took. Everyone has a certain amount of
If
percentage.
you gave
risk.
Xavi
We took the
Hernandez,
risk
sorry,
is-
Ahmed, a
Yeah.
4-year contract, Xavi Hernandez, the
Yeah.
brains of Xavi Hernandez, playing possession
Yeah.
football,
Yeah.
The fact that he's fucking Xavi alone.
Yeah.
Think about this.
Yeah.
We just took the highest percentage risk. That's the thing, Sam. That's what I've said before. We took the highest percentage risk on the highest percentage guy in which risk can be taken upon. So, whether or not we like it, we've got him now. And the only thing I'm gonna say is, no one here is gonna be taking Allegri. I know, if I was to ask him, they're not taking Allegri.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They're never taking Allegri. So, like,
And
if
it's one
you
of the
really
few
want,
managerial names I said no to.
and if you want an elite manager, a real manager that's gonna get you wins, he's here. Why not? Why don't you take him then?
Who?
Allegri. I'm just saying, if these guys that saying
standards
and stuff, right? Allegri's there. Take him.
No, but that's why I said Xavi. Because here I'm
Xavi,
saying he's a Pep disciple. Yeah, okay.
I agree. By the way, I said Xavi. I said if you want
I hear the Xavi shout.
Really?
Oh
Yeah,
my
why
God.
would they, look at it from their perspective? If you want,
They want a possession-based manager. Xavi's done it and he's won a trophy.
Yeah,
The only thing that he's missing is just that he doesn't have English experience. That's the only
that's
reason
what
why
I'm saying. There's risks, and then there's uncalculated risks.
100%.
That's why I think this one is a bit more like fucking hell. It's a risk type thing.
That's that Barcelona team that won the league last season stinks. As well, it stinks.
100%.
And they were coming up against Real Madrid as well, and Atletico.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I would have taken Xavi at Liverpool, by the way. So I keep the same energy. I really would have taken him.
I would have taken my Chelsea too, 100%.
He's a great manager. Let me just do these super chats before we carry on, because we do have to talk about as well a little bit the people above Enzo Maresca making the decisions. Big up my guy Benz, who says Vidi away in the conference for Chelsea. I beg. Let me Google this Vidi. Vidi, is it a Hungarian club?
Is it one of the?
I think so. Yeah, we played them in 2018. Shout out, Vidi.
I was going to say, is it one with the weird names? But then everyone on there's a weird name, so it's like.
There you are.
Yeah, some of the names are crazy, bro.
Let me check the Hungarian league table.
Oh, of course.
Oh my God.
Oh, where's Strasbourg Steve when you need him, man? He'll just run off his mind.
There you are. I said Strasbourg Steve. Fraud. Strasbourg Steve will know the clubs in Jordan, bro.
He will. He'll know.
Big up
That's
Steve,
what,
man.
do you know what I do when I don't recognise a player now, Sam? Because I'm in a group chat with him. I just send him the player name and just ask him to tell me about them. So I don't know anything about them.
Vidi Junior. I said Vidi Junior. You guys are such assholes. Big up to Sam and the panel. James Alcott done a fantastic analysis of his play style and how we could line up. Yeah, that's why I gave him credit at the start of the stream. I gave him credit. I said he done a fantastic video. I watched it myself. He broke it down tactically. He spoke about how Chelsea could line up. I quoted a couple of things he said from the video as well, obviously, because the guy done his research. He kind of speaking about how the way that they would line up. The one thing I'll say, though, is the uncertainty comes from the transfer window. Who are Chelsea going to sign? Who are they going to sell? All this plays a role in who plays where. This is the thing. So it really matters. Like,
well, did you notice, Sam, did you notice the last couple of days now we're linked to buying a new goalkeeper? Did you notice that?
Yeah, we literally got a link to a goalkeeper right now, actually.
No, what I'm saying is, as soon as this guy gets near the job, we're now going to buy apparently another goalkeeper, which says to me, and he's probably right, Sanchez is not good enough anyway. Petrovic with his feet is very suspect at this moment in time,
Sanchez,
and he's a number 2. And we need a goalkeeper.
That goalkeeping coach can fuck off with him just for recommending Sanchez. What a dickhead.
100%.
No, big up Sanchez.
7-year contract. Oh my god.
Sanchez gets it.
Big up Terence, who says banter aside, Enzo
will
will
do
do
got
good.
it. Declan Rice. That's who got it.
Enzo will do good, not great. He knows the players, and Enzo Fernandez can fit his system, but Chelsea fan base are not patient enough for him. What are you guys' patience levels with Enzo Maresca?
Might see. I can't. I'm not going to speak collectively. Even with Poch, I didn't flip until late December after that Man United game. I need to see something. I need to see what we're trying to do, how we're trying to play, whether it's consistent play, and see what results that yield. You know what I mean? It's that I just need to see something. Football fans are very easy to please, as you know. Look at this. You've seen it with the last 5 games we won. People forgot the game before we lost 5-0 to Arsenal before that run. Do you know what I mean? So it's like people forget. We're very easy to please. I just need to see something. I need to see progress on the pitch. I just need to see a style of play. You know, Chelsea's style of play over the past 20 years is winning trophies. That's our style of play. That's all it is. We have
It's
never
so
really
weird
had.
listening to a Chelsea fan talk about style of play. I never
Yeah.
used
I
to grow
know,
up.
but listen, if though he wins trophies, I'm really not going to really care the style of play. If his style of play is back to winning trophies, that's absolutely fine. But I need to see something. With Poch, it was, I can see what he's doing here, but then it changed the next game. Do you understand what I'm saying? It was like there was no consistency.
Yeah.
So that's I just need that.
Big up to my guy Elia, who says if we sacked him when we were 12th, we would have had to find 2 managers, 1 interim and the one that we want. So it was better to just keep him. Remember, Elia, I'm talking from their perspective. Put yourself in the Iqbali boots. You get me?
Mhm.
If you're going into the season going like we have a good enough team to get top 4, right? You're 12th. You sack him then. Why wait till the end of the year? That's
because
the thing.
they don't want to, Hussam. Like I said, they didn't want to.
That's the thing.
He
That's the reason.
He didn't
brings
leave
it to
because
the
of
original
performance
reason,
related.
which is transfers. I think that they didn't want Pochettino to have like input in transfers or whatever. That's what I believe.
disagree as well.
Mhm.
This notion that
When you're asking when you're asking again for Ugarte and who's the other guy, Kessie? Yeah, man.
No. But Ahmed, the notion is
I
that
want
these owners.
Ugarte. Ugarte is a good deal.
I'm
I
sorry.
think
No.
Ugarte would have been fine. I think
That's not the
Yeah,
problem.
Ugarte will be good.
No, he's
Kessie, not so
If
much.
you've watched
Ugarte,
him this season, no.
Over
man.
Caicedo would have been no.
Bro,
no. For me, if I remember back in the summer, it was going to be Ugarte and Caicedo we were going to buy.
it would have been
Lavia
Ugarte
wasn't.
instead of
Lavia wasn't
Lavia.
even in the. Lavia wasn't even in the picture then.
Yeah,
Lavia
was a late.
Lavia was a literally Liverpool. That's what that was.
It
Lavia
would
was
have been
like
it would have been Ugarte over Lavia.
no, the Lavia transfer happened because Liverpool went, Caicedo, we'll bid for Caicedo and left Lavia alone. And we
They
just
thought they can challenge Chelsea in transfer news and they bought it. Like
okay. Let's not do this, Ziad. That's not like a banter thing.
It's not bad.
Big up to Benz who says, wouldn't mind if we got Puskas Academia away either. Hey, Benz, listen, I hear it. You get me. You're Hungarian. You support Chelsea. You want to see Chelsea go to Hungary. I accept that. Enjoy your time. I hope you get a Hungarian club. Big up to you, Benz. Big up to all the super chatters. Listen, there's almost 600 people watching us, even at this time in the night. So I appreciate you guys joining us. Make sure you guys are slapping the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Big up to Benz, Omar, Vin, Terence, Ilya for the super chats. Big up to all of you guys. Please do slap the like button. Subscribe right now. 600 people in here. We're only on 200 likes, you frauds. Let's get 300 likes ASAP. Hit the like button now. Subscribe to This Is Football. All these guys' channels in the description. So now we have to talk Chelsea direction. I will not say let's have it right or any of that. You get me? But let's talk about the Chelsea direction, which is Bowley, Iqbali, the scouts, and all this conversation, obviously, because this has been big convo now between Chelsea fans. And like there's people who have fully just turned on the ownership and Bowley and all these guys. Where do you guys land with this whole ownership conversation and the scouts and stuff? The Chelsea structure.
I think people are embarrassing, man. I think people make it easy for them to get shit on them. At the end of the day, I said it many times in my streams. Bowley right now, Iqbali, Chelsea, they're the easiest group of people to take the piss out of. And I don't mean that in a way it's because of their fault necessarily, but obviously they have a part to play. When you say £1 billion this, look how you're 12th, that in itself, and then these stupid reports acting like they won't have control on the pitch decisions. They're going to control who starts week in, week out. All these little shit reports are going to make them look worse. And it's up to the Chelsea fans. Rival fans, I don't really care because it's their job to take the piss out of us. But it's up to these Chelsea fans if they really want to believe that way. If they really think these owners are here for money only, it's up to them to think like that. If they're that stupid, that's fine. But at the end of the day, I truly believe they have the right idea. They have a plan. No one spends this much money without really caring about the club, wanting to be successful. It's just about whether I told Andrew this many times. It's just whether these guys understand what it's like to be at a big football club. Yes, they own their other club and whatnot. That's fine. But this is Chelsea. This is the Premier League. This is England. It's different. It's a different ball game. I don't know if they really know what it's like. And right now they may be struggling, but I do think they've got a plan. But the bigger issue for me is the sport directors. That's the bigger issue for me. Not the long run of Bowley out, because even if I want to say, hey, Bowley out, that's not going to happen. The bigger issue is sport directors. And I'm going to say it again. I've said it many times. I don't have a problem with their scouting. I think their scouting is top tier. I think our players and our squad are very good. It's just whether hiring these managers and understanding yet again what it's like to be at a big club. I think that's the biggest issue we've got, and we've seen that many times.
So, I thought the owners didn't go far enough when they sacked Poch. I think they should have either sacked the directors or should have brought a supremo sporting director in over them to watch it. Because let's face it, right? Owners shouldn't be running the clubs. They should just be putting the paychecks. The real people that run the club are the sporting director. Liverpool, Michael Edwards will be running Liverpool from top to bottom. Okay? FC will be there, but they won't be there, if you know what I'm saying. The guys at Man City, the Barcelona guys run Man City, etc., etc. I have zero trust in these sporting directors because they don't come from any background where I go, oh, okay, you're a part of that, or oh, okay, like that. This is it. When I'm looking at Maresca this season, yeah, I'll criticize him if he does anything, but my main focus will be on the directors and the owners, because you put this guy in this situation right here with your confusing messaging to us, and you've given me a guy who hasn't managed in like top tier football before. So I expect if this does go belly up, then I'm sorry, they cannot be sporting directors anymore. You want to keep them as scouts, no problem. You want to keep them in the background, no problem. But they need to either go or they need a supremo. And I'm not saying get in. I'm just plucking the name out, like a Paul Mitchell, or the guys just gone to Villa Monchi or something like that. Or do you know who I like, Kassam? Very underrated. You know Dougie Friedman at Crystal Palace. He's a technical director there. He's the ones that found like Elise and Eze and stuff like that. He was going to go to Newcastle to replace what's his face going to Newcastle, or someone like the guy who's going to Newcastle. I just think these two haven't got it. It's like asking an Uber driver to drive a Formula One car. Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. You know, they're not, for me, not good enough.
Let me ask you a question, sir, since you're talking about the scouts. Are you not worried that they're headed more into a Brighton direction than a Chelsea direction?
In terms of, yeah, because I need a striker this summer, right? Don't bring me Benjamin Sesko as a main striker. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do not bring me him as a main striker. Yeah? I cannot have him as a main striker. It's just not going to work, all right? I cannot do that anymore. All right, I need an actual proof. I don't care. Listen, the age is a different age. If they're good enough and age-wise, Elise's 21, 22, right? Bring me Elise, and I'm fine with. I'm obviously pretty good with that because he's proven, he's young, he's good to go. Bring me an Osimhen, whatever you want to do, good to go. Sesko will be. I'm done with potential. We've done like 2 or 3 windows with potential. It's over, right? You want to sign a Brazilian kid, no problem, but don't make him one of the main transfers this summer. And by the end of, I think August 30th is the last day of the window, I'm still looking at my team going, I've not got to recognise number 9 and I've not got to recognise goalkeeper, the 2 points of the spine. If I don't have them, I don't know where this team goes. I need those two points of the spine solidified, because I can work around and have Caicedo shaped there as another part of that spine. You know what I mean? And then work Palmer, another part of that spine. I can work around that, but you get me these two, and there's no limit on where your team can go. Yeah, it's always Liverpool have had it. They've had a great spine. They've had Alisson, Van Dijk, and Salah and Trent, right, as your spine like that. We've had it before. All great teams. There's not been a great team that's won stuff that's had an average goalkeeper. There's not a single team. There's not a single team I can think of that goes, oh, that goalkeeper is rubbish. Yeah, they were all good. And I need a goalkeeper. I need someone in there established, ready to go. Whether it's and I don't think we will. I'm just plucking the name out. Whether it's a Diogo Costa, whether it's a Mike Maignan, something like that. I need somewhere where my defense gets like a 20%, like a 25-30% confidence boost, because they got this guy behind them that if they do slip up, no goal is going past them. Like with Alisson, I've said this to you many times. The big reason for me that Liverpool finished 5th last season was Alisson. Yeah. Even this season, your game at Crystal Palace, where you won 2-1, I think, right? He made a save at the end of each half to keep you in that game and win you the points. That's what great goalkeepers can do. There's not a dearth of them, but we need to find a good goalkeeper and a good striker. Just don't give me this potential rubbish as well. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. We've done the potential. These guys have settled in now a year or so. There's a good foundation to work off. Now we're going to need to bring in the extras to just top this off. So, that's what I would do. But that's if we don't do that, then I don't even know if my view will be on the manager. It will be solely on the directors and the owners.
Yeah, me too. I feel like I'd be very surprised if we fail our targets, if my main focus would be on the coach. Because like I said, this guy's actually inexperienced. When people say, oh, you didn't want to give Poch time, but you want to give Maresca time, Poch is experienced. Poch came in talking about youth development and talking about how we could be competing on all three fronts, and he waffled, backtracked, and misprofiled his way through the entire season. I expect Maresca's going to make some mistakes, and you also don't need consistency to get into top four anyway. We have seen that enough times. But if you want to focus or put all of your bets on the inexperienced manager, fine. My targets are not dropping. But if you don't get top four and you don't get a trophy, I'm sure I'm going to look at the season at the end of it and see enough positives in Maresca to think, you know what, maybe he probably would deserve another year. But you guys as the directors, you guys as the owners chose to back him. So you guys are going to be the reason why we didn't get to those targets. You're not going to blame the manager for it. You're going to look at the directors. So we will see. We will see. The targets don't change because you sacked Poch with that being one of the reasons for it. So you clearly believe that Maresca is going to be the guy to be able to get us fourth in the trophy. So cool. We will see what happens at the end of the season. That's just it. I don't have a lot of faith in these directors, but you have one more summer to earn it back. So we will see what happens.
I guess on my part, I just think obviously I think it's Bali because he's the one that apparently had the most control of the both owners, and plus he's the majority owner alongside someone else. He's the one that's pushing this younger model, this sort of RB Leipzig model or Brighton model, however you want to call it, right? I don't have an issue with it at the end of the day. I think it needs to be tweaked. You can keep doing this stuff with the young players, but you need to have at least some level of experience, or like in certain key areas who are able to give you that, consistency whilst you're getting these guys up to speed. That's what it is for me at the end of the day. And I just think for me, the directors, when it comes down to it, yes, they're good at scouting, as everyone has said before. I just, I'm just not understanding how, you can speak to Poch. You've been doing it for 2-3 months, and, he does what he does, and you're surprised by it. Like, surely you've done some due diligence, everything like that. And like, hopefully you've done this. Hopefully they've now learned from that. And Maresca, they've actually done the read up on, because otherwise it's just like, this is last chance saloon. You've had a Potter, you've had now Maresca. If he doesn't work, then both of them should be going at the end of the day. It's as simple as that. There's no other way to deny it for me. But again, top four, yes, it can be an aim. Getting a trophy, of course, Conference League, of course, is a must, and whatever. And anything else after that is gravy on the top. But I don't know if I can necessarily just say I want top four, and at the same time, I've got a championship man that's inexperienced. That's what it just comes down to for me personally. I get we have players that have got 1 year extra experience, but I can't say that with good authority when I've got a manager that's very inexperienced that I don't know can produce straight away.
Yeah.
Do you guys understand why everyone's staring on like the scouts and shit?
Of course.
Oh, the
You guys
scouting
like
guy, yeah.
understand?
We're talking about
What
scouts and the player ID. I don't think we've missed on a lot of them, except maybe like your Sanchez's and potentially a Mudrik's and that.
I just think, though, these guys are like, how long did we have with Caicedo by ourselves last summer? We had 3 months run at him last summer.
Mm-hmm.
And what we then only took initiative when Liverpool put a bid in. Do you know what I mean? Enzo.
Yeah.
Enzo, the last few days of the transfer window, it wasn't going to happen. Blah blah blah. They couldn't get the deal done. They had to get Bali in to do both deals. It's just we shouldn't have to do that. When you have a player 3 months by yourself, I should wrap this guy up before preseason training. You know what I mean? He should be with us at pre-season training, and that's my problem. It's like,
Is he Klopp sending shots at your owners, by the way?
yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
Low-key, he cooked.
What
Low-key,
did he
Klopp
say?
cooked.
Wait,
I'm gonna
Klopp,
be
the
honest
bitch
with you.
spoke. What did he say?
Ziad, can you relax? Why are you
What
swearing?
What did I say wrong, Habibi?
too much natural
He says
sugar.
we should be really
It's
happy.
What did he say?
Klopp says we should be really happy that we have these owners and not the guys who bought London clubs and stuff and other stuff. I wouldn't have survived a year at Liverpool with them in charge. Great development, but not good enough. Sack him. A year later, sack him. Then finally they play football where people think they might be back and they sack the manager anyway.
There's no way he said that.
No way Jurgen Klopp believes in 5-game hype.
He fully said that. He fully said that.
No,
yeah,
is that a fake quote, bro?
Big
Yeah,
up
give
Super
me-
Frank. 1 league title and you're giving it the big
Hang
one,
on,
bro.
hang on. So, Sam, without
What a
doing
guy,
damage,
man. Big up, yeah,
without doing some damage, bigging up FSG, without doing some damage. He
Listen,
bigged up
everyone knows I
FSG.
don't like FSG, but that's beside the point.
I know.
Yeah, Klopp can go suck himself. But
So
I
anyway,
think-
in terms of the direction that you guys are look at Ilya. Ilya, why you get triggered when bro, there's Chelsea fans who are like big up Klopp for saying the truth. I understand where everyone's coming from. I'm just observing and giving my opinion from the outside looking in. You don't have to say
No,
FSG in.
Yeah.
I'd
Neither.
agree
This
with
guy's
talk about the manager ID. He starts talking about Poch prop, like get in the bin, bro.
this
Then
guy-
like
this
you didn't
guy's a-
see them, like you didn't see Poch sit back against your children in a cup final. What a
Guys,
joke.
dickhead.
This guy's a Chelsea fan. Mods, keep pushing likes, please. So with the direction that Chelsea is headed in, where do you guys end up? Because the one thing I said at the start when we were talking about Maresca, the 5-year contract thing. This is essentially do or die. This has nothing to do with Maresca. So we've already discussed him. I'm talking about from the higher ups giving him 5 years. Like this is
5
fucking,
plus
like
1 potentially.
you've got to like, you know. What do you guys think?
I think
Ahmed,
the
lead us
problem.
with this one. Go ahead.
Listen, at the end of the day, if you're giving someone a 5-year deal, that means you're backing him. If he fucks up in the first season, you have to stay. You have to hold it with him. Otherwise, you have to admit to yourself that what's it called? Yeah, you have failed in finding the manager or whoever it may be. So again, for me, you give him this contract. That means you have to back him. Simple as that. You have to trust that he's going to do what he's going to do, and that's pretty much it. Otherwise, man, you fucked up.
So I'm going to say this because I've got to shoot. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. I cannot be, if we have like a 3-game losing run next year, I cannot be hearing any rumors from them hard media going, oh, they're starting to get itchy fingers or something like that. No. And even if, like, say we finish 7th next season, right? Don't do really well in the cup runs out of the Conference League, you still have to stick with him. You can't sack him. You've given him
I think they will either way.
5 plus 1 year contract. What is the point?
5 years is mad, bro. 5 years
mad.
is mad.
It's not-
That's
I
crazy.
don't understand. I know the story is that he wanted that because I think we were going to offer 3 plus 1, and he wants that because they said
I want a 5-year contract. Give me 5 years,
I know
bro.
but he reported
I guess,
saying, but he said he wanted the 5-year. It's reported that he wanted a 5-year contract because of the project they were presenting to him. So it's like he's going, you cannot give me a 2-year contract because this might take longer. That's what he's essentially saying.
And he's also saying he probably can't get top 4 for you in the first season too.
I'm going to shoot, guys. Remember to subscribe,
Big up
everyone.
to you, man. Big up to you.
Big up to you guys. I'm sure we're going to have loads of conversations about our crazy clubs for the rest of the summer. So big up. Have a good evening, guys.
Take care.
Big
Bless,
up, big
bro.
up. See you.
Right.
However, he can
Yeah.
make top 4 or not, like that remains to be seen in the season.
Go ahead,
but
Ahmed, I
it's
think you were
still-
saying something.
It still has to remain the target. But the only thing I will say is if we don't make it, that doesn't necessarily make it a sackable offense on the manager. That's more of a question to the directors. Because there's no way you didn't sack Poch for not getting top 4 and then you're not going to demand it off the next manager.
But-
it just can't
but
be a
the thing
sackable
is-
offense based on
but
his lack of experience.
I hear you, bro. But the problem is you're giving this guy a 5-year contract, and if he said to you, "I want a 5-year contract because I don't think I can hit the target you're asking for in the first year," then you're gonna have to accept it. If you truly believe in this guy, like
If he says it,
and that's probably what he said. That's why
we don't know.
But if you've rejected a 2-year deal, let's be realistic here. If you rejected a 2-year deal, where probably year 1 is expected from you to get like a top 4 and a trophy, that for me more than likely means if you're asking for 5 years, I need time don't like push me to be getting this objective.
5 years could also just be a statement of intent that this is the guy that they believe is going to take us to titles.
Lewis,
It's used to say it's a 5-year duration. It could be a 3-year duration.
Bro, if I'm being honest, listen, I don't think it makes a difference. If they really want to get rid of him, they'll get rid of him. They'll pay out his contract. If it was a low year contract, 2 years, 3 years, and they wanted to get rid of him, okay, done. They would have got rid of him. They don't really care. I think the contract thing is just to satisfy him. I think another issue is that we may have is that there's too many cooks in the kitchen. Something that likes to be said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm seeing reports of Iqbali loving De Zerbi, but the sport director is wanting what's his face, Enzo Maresca. Like I don't understand why is that an issue? Why are these sport owners getting involved? The only reason I can think, Iqbali can use his data all he wants, but I'm sorry, you're hiring people to hire a manager. Okay, you've put them in place to hire a manager. Why are you getting yourself involved? Don't get yourself involved, man. It's nothing got to do with you. So this is the problem. Like these owners, as much as you want to shit on the sport directors, these owners need to know their position. They need to know their role. Like people want to bring up ex-owners. Roman was only got involved when he needed to get involved. You know, he only stepped in when he needed to step in. Apart from that, he let the people run the club. Because if you have to step in and have your say, or step in and sort out the transfers, like we had with Enzo or Caicedo, you know, they've got to fly out to different countries and get the deal over the line. Why are you still hiring that? Like you're helping them get their job over the line, and you still won't get rid of them. It really doesn't make sense. There's been so many occasions of these owners helping out these sport directors, yet they still stay. It doesn't make sense to me. It honestly doesn't make sense.
I just think, for me personally, you know, the thing is, all of the other transfers, barring the two big ones, these guys have failed at, and you need to analyze why that is basically. Because like, how can they do a 30-40 million deal, but they can't do 105 million and then 150 million deal, which they probably knew about for quite a while. So definitely,
I think when Stanley was behind the Caicedo transfer.
Fair enough then. But I think the idea of like the ownership and the sporting directors having different views and managers is kind of annoying, because like they said we need sporting directors because we don't understand football. So then I don't understand why they've then decided, I'm gonna bring I want De Zerbi, but these guys are telling me bring in Maresca. You should be leaving the decisions to the sporting directors, the guys that you paid to make the football decisions. I agree with that 100%. Yeah.
I don't really get it, man. I don't know what it's going to take for the sporting directors to be sacked, because, like we said, man, if you're going to put someone in place to hire players, okay, or hire managers, and they're getting it wrong, that's a one flag. You having to step in to get deals over the line, that's another one. You know, and then also with these players as well, they're getting the good players. I can't repeat myself any more times that these players are good. The squad is good. You just got to find the better manager. And I don't know what it's going to take for these owners to get rid of sporting directors. Honestly, don't, because I'll tell you something for free.
This is the main disagreement between Chelsea fans. Some people think
I'll tell you something for free. Even if this manager fails, they will not get rid of the sporting director. They won't.
You know what?
We're going down in circles.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is?
We wasted a whole season with Pochettino, and they wanted to back him on another coach. They better hope this is the right one.
Yeah, you know what it is about the players, yeah, because I've heard a lot of people make the comment about the players, right? I know a lot of them. They consistently talk about we need elite players, right? The problem is elite players in this day and age, they cost 90, 100, 110 million. If you're trying to buy elite players, and particularly when we are trying to clear out a whole squad, which we did last season, and then bring in players, how many players can we fill in with that amount of money? Like if we had, like, let's say we spent 1 billion, right? That's probably, if we say like average players 90 to 100 million, that's only 10 players. You still got the substitute bench to look at. You still got maybe another player that you need to fill in to look at. So it's too expensive. You know what I'm saying? That is just too. It's just too.
We've got money, Ahmed. Listen, money's not a problem.
No.
Money's not a problem.
No. You're not getting my point.
Money's not a problem, man.
Again, you're not getting my point. The point I'm getting at is that if you spend £1 billion, right, and I say let's get all early elite players, again, 10. At best, on average, if we say everyone costs 100 million of these elite players, you only get 10 players.
Kvara costs 100 million.
You don't need the whole squad of elite players.
No, but again, if people are asking for elite players, right, then what is it called? That's what you got to do. You got to find every elite player in every position.
Well, right now we're linked to Osimhen and Elise. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty satisfied with that.
I don't think you've understood my point, bro. There's been a lot of people do not like the players you have on our squad, and they're saying we should only be getting elite players in every single place, right? The problem is, I'm just giving you, let's say how much money, we spend. We spend 1 billion, right? I'm saying if you spend 1 billion just on elite players, the maximum you could probably get, if I say 100 million average, is 10.
Yeah, people that complain about the players, they just find anything to complain about. They find anything to complain about. This squad's more than good enough. Hassan has been telling me all season, average age of 12, and experience, all that rubbish. Listen, we've seen
I stick by that. I don't think
I wouldn't even say it's anything to complain about. It's just more. I think these players have been made to look worse than what they are because the structure's been a mess for 80% of the season. I think, especially defensively, they've been left out to dry. So I just don't think we've been able to have a fair conclusion on them just yet.
Yeah,
obviously still get elite players now. Like we've had 2 windows of getting like young players. I don't care now. Get me someone proven. Like
exactly, that's what
I understand most of the transfers that we've made.
Yeah, and that's what we're saying all the time. The manager has a big influence on these players. People, for some reason, last season completely underestimated that. Maybe because it was a certain story with Chelsea. No, the manager has a massive factor when it comes to players' performances. Massive factor. So
from Lampard to Tuchel, biggest example.
Exactly. That's what. And then I was saying all season when every time I went on Most channel, this manager is making these Chelsea players look worse. It's as simple as that. They're making these Chelsea players look worse than they actually are. But no one wanted to believe it. They wanted to run the agenda that Enzo was a shit player, that Caicedo was a shit player.
That's crazy.
That they were a waste of money. You know, Jackson is worse than Nunes apparently. Madueke, all these players apparently were all shit.
He was.
Habibi, listen, if you're going to judge someone's whole career, tell them they're a waste of money because of a couple games, then you have to wait out for the long game. You have to wait for the whole season. You can't judge him because now you look at me, you tell me Jackson's been a failure or he should be sold next season. It's impossible. You can't be saying that. You can't be saying that because, like I said, again, this squad will prove itself, and I think you just got to find the right manager. And if this Enzo Maresca is the right manager, I bloody hope so because I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah, me too. But that's all it is. I'm just hoping because we don't know. I haven't even seen a preseason game to get some copium off that. So we'll see what the season's got for us.
No, I mean,
think
right
Ziad
now, listen.
I over the players. Okay.
Because earlier on you said you want the 3 cups. I think you're going mad.
I want the what?
The 3 cups.
Conference League, we should walk by that. Even bro, we play 2 experienced players. We should win that.
Yeah, no one's denying that. No one's denying that.
Be funny. Okay.
Forget
and
Conference League. How you want to win the other 2 as well?
The Carabao Cup and the FA Cup are probably the most people make out like they're fucking Champions Leagues. It's really not that difficult to win these cups. How many times have we been in the finals?
Draws, to be honest.
No, okay, of course it's the luck of the draw. No,
you can win it.
We played them,
I'm not going to demand that from the manager. You need 3 trophies in your first season.
I demand at least 2.
Go for 2 even. I don't mind. Yeah, domestic.
I'm demanding 2. By the end of the day, we were so shit this season. If Jackson put his chances away,
so we had 4th round Carabao Cup. You get City away. You still expect to win that?
Okay, I'm saying 9 times out of 10, Chelsea are always in the semi-final or final of these cups. We are always in.
We always won a City or Liverpool.
But in the final, bro, how many finals have we got to? And we lost on penalties.
So I'm gonna off myself if I play these dickheads.
I ain't gonna go. People question why I hate Klopp and I hate Liverpool. People hate why I question.
It's
just
again,
not impossible to win the cup, bro.
Yeah, I cannot. No one 2 cups is mad, bro.
Habibi, it's not impossible. How shit were we this season? And we were basically should be in the FA Cup final, or we should have been in the FA Cup final, and we were in the Carabao Cup final.
But
it's not impossible.
Against City in the FA Cup.
That's the thing. You're capable of it, but I wouldn't demand that the manager has to win 3 trophies.
Not demand. It's not demand.
Go as far as you can in the domestics.
I think Conference League are one of them.
Conference
League don't count, Lewis. It don't count as a demand.
No, I'm taking that. That's going to count on the trophy.
My point is, I don't see it as a demand. Like in terms of, wow, you won it, or congratulations, you won. Like, bro. If you don't win
basic requirements. You win the
cup.
Basic requirements. It's expectation.
But we're still counting it. We just ain't doing no trophy grade or no.
But I think for me personally, if Conference League, that's what I'm not even talking about. As long as you compete in the FA Cup and Carabao Cup, get to a final, and maybe if you're just unlucky and you don't win it, then that's fine by me. You know what I'm saying? If it's because of you're not lucky on that day or something doesn't work out on both of those finals, I don't mind. But as long as you've actually tried, as long as you've actually tried your best, try to get there, and you've tried to actually win, and it just doesn't happen on your day, then you know what I mean. I don't really think that's much of a problem.
Take it serious, Ahmed. Take it serious. Don't do a Tottenham or Arsenal. You should take that cup serious. Take the cup
What
serious.
did I just say? Yeah, that's what I said.
Not you. I'm talking about the managers. The managers and the players should be taking that serious.
But I'll be honest, I feel like they would probably be taking it seriously either way. You know what I mean? This is like, what if you've already been there before to a final and a semi-final and you've lost it? As a player, you probably should be having that, the energy, the desire to be like, listen, I need to get back there and win that trophy again. I'm pretty sure any average player would be like that. So yeah. So at the end of the day, bro, Carabao FA Cup, of course you want those. There's no denying that at all. But I think for me, the big thing is we need UCL football, man. I need to be hearing the champions at Stamford Bridge again. So listen, I would like to get top 4. Is it realistic though? I think next season, I'm not too sure personally.
I think it is.
But that's why demands have to be realistic. Because
that's why last season, but Hassan, last season I actually reduced my standards because I realized the reality was not going to be equal. I knew that we would probably get someone between 6th to 8th this season. I already knew that because of Poch and because of the players we had.
If we don't get top 4, it's a howler.
So I still thought we could have got 4th and we ended 5 points behind it.
Yeah, but again, but what happened? What happened? The thing that happened this season though was that everyone else was cooked. We just decided to be cooked too for a long parts of it.
If we weren't cooked at the start of the season, and we beat the team that we should have beaten.
Exactly.
4th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. But last season, like you said, we're 5 points off it. But even next season, I'm sorry, if we're gonna add in likes of Oshman and Elise, I'm sorry, bro. If you don't get top 4, that's a howler. There's no two ways about it. There's no two ways.
It's a howler, but it will likely be a bigger howler on the directors than the manager.
Exactly.
But we have to see.
There's more pressure on the sport directors, but don't underestimate this. Enzo guy's got a lot of pressure on him. A lot, because I said it earlier that Pochettino probably was a little bit lucky in terms of he may have had more leeway from the fans. The match-going fans probably gave him a little bit more time. Yeah, there was a few.
Because the games were more entertaining because it was fucking end to end and no control. When we have dead games under possession where we're struggling to break teams down and they're trying to figure out the system, the match-going fans are going to turn on him just like they turned on Sarri. And I'm going to be there for their hypocrisy because these men.
I can't lie to you. This is revenge for Sarri. Revenge for Sarri, man. I love it, man. Revenge for my guy. Sorry. Revenge for Sarri, man. Listen,
I saw what Lewis was saying.
You will get possession football by force.
Mm-hmm.
He actually predicts that the matchday fans might turn on him a lot earlier than we think. You said that, right, Lewis, about matchday?
Yeah, a lot earlier than they turned on Poch.
Yeah, but why you say that? Like, what's the reason? Explain it to me.
Because, I believe for possession, when you're trying to turn teams into a possession base, when you're trying to build a possession-based system in the team, you're going to have periods where, ups and downs. And when we have the down periods, we're just going to be dominating possession for possession's sake. Or we try and just figure out our patterns of play and everything, or how to break down certain teams. That is going to look boring as sin to these match-going fans. And that's going to be what turns them. It's the same thing that happened with Sarri.
Exactly.
You add in the late subs as well, it's going to happen.
And then the thing which caused the
championship tax as well.
Yeah. And then
Sarri he's won nothing. He's never won a thing. Why is he at this club? It'll be the same thing with Maresca.
And the thing with Sarri as well, that you're not adding yet, was that he had that bad week, you know what I mean? The 10-0 week, where it was 4-0 against Bournemouth. And then we went to Man City, and then we had that 6-0 after.
It was the away records. Our away record stunk with Sarri.
Yeah, exactly. So he had that killer week, and then that just fully turned everyone against him. But the thing is, the one thing I will say about these owners, is that if they truly believe and back in this guy, they will give him the time that he needs. So hopefully,
he needs that as well, because I think he actually needs time to make mistakes and to learn from them as well. It's a kind of a process with him, as much as I hate to say it, but that's what happens when you get in.
You went there, Lewis. You went there.
But that's why you got to keep the targets. Keep the targets, but then you hold the other people higher above to account when you don't get them.
Exactly.
It's not going to be on the manager, because the manager's inexperienced. But if you believe he's going to be the guy to take you to titles and everything in the space of 5 years, then if you don't get the immediate targets before that, that's your fault. That's your fault. So if everyone who says, we don't go at the directors enough, wait this season if we don't get fourth. Wait. Because if we don't get fourth, it's long. It's
Oh
long.
my god, man.
What
But
phase am I in? I'm the phase
I
where
don't
I
care how
want
many
gold and a
managers.
trophy.
I don't care how many managers we sack, bring me trophies and 3 points every week. Yeah, but that's just unrealistic. That's just unrealistic, Elia. I think you can win the Conference League. I think that Conference League and domestic cups and top 4, like,
You
Do you
get
know what
top
the
four-
issue is? Do you know what the
top
issue
four
is? Do you know what the
Conference League
issue
and
is,
one of the
Hussam?
cups.
Do you know what the issue is, Hussam? Yeah, I think one part of the thing is, yeah, being a Chelsea fan is that we always had short-term solutions that were able to fix it for us, yeah, with our managers. But the thing that many people forgot was that Chelsea had a spine already built for them. But because of Mourinho, and then in 2012 onwards, 2018, we had Hazard and some other guys and co. That was literally what it was, right? Because of that, because of that, because the players that we have, some of the elite players who had in certain positions, yeah, and the manager changes at times, and then the players that he would bring, we were able to fix that solution short term in doing what we were able to do. But the problem was, once those guys are gone, we can't then just bring in a manager and then the signings will go wrong. The signings go wrong, and then we bring in managers that don't work. It sets you up for failure. And then you're kind of in a position where we were with like Lampard and Tuchel, where we just had so many.
Thing. Fans have shown patience before because they were willing to show it to Championship manager Lampard, who didn't even win anything in the Championship. He lost the playoff final. At least Maresca won the whole thing.
But the reason
so
why,
if we can do all that patience for Lampard, we can do that for Maresca.
But the reason they were able to, like, if we be honest, the reason they were able to do it for Lampard.
Yeah, but Lampard is like a Chelsea legend.
He's a Chelsea legend, bro.
No,
He's like,
I hear all of that, but also miss me with it. It's a Championship manager managing Chelsea, so.
No, it's different. Frankly,
but it's different.
No, Lewis's point is that he still got top 4.
My point is, take the emotion away from it. It's still a Championship manager,
and who got top 4 with kids.
Yeah, but it's the same thing if Gerrard managed Liverpool,
and he was less proven than Maresca was.
Yeah, but the problem is there's always going to be emotions involved when it's your club legend.
And that's
Ilya,
the problem
I understand where you're coming from.
Match-going fans and when it comes to talking about football at times, because emotion takes over from the realism.
100%, I agree with you, bro.
Okay, well, Ahmed, 1 second. I want to address this because let's have an element of realism here. I understand what you're saying, Ilya. Everyone should go into every season saying I should win 114 points out of 114. I want to win every trophy. I should expect next season for Liverpool to win the Premier League and the Champions League and every single competition. I don't give a fuck if Slott's a new manager. I get what you're saying. Yes, that's the way we should think about football.
And I say respect Lampard. How sensitive are some of you? Did I even disrespect it? I mean, not sorry.
He's talking about Lampard, the manager.
No, I just talk about taking emotion out of situations. What do some of you do? You just get emotional. Women. Fucking idiots.
Walad.
Here's the thing.
Walad.
When it comes to this thing, I get standards and I get expectations. I understand that. I'm not telling you what to expect. I'm just saying you have to look at where your team is right now, which teams are objectively better, which teams are objectively worse, and have an objective opinion on the situation. I think if you want to win the Conference League, that might by definition affect your league form negatively because of the Thursday Sunday thing. I've seen it with my own club as well.
Throw that to the reserves in the bench.
It's a thing. If you want to win the Conference League, certain teams, because remember as well.
I'll win that with that Fofana, Angelo Gabriel, Andre Santos.
But if we're being honest, guys, if we're being honest, that Fofana's not going to be here next season. Santos.
They give it to David Washington. I don't care. Whatever youth striker.
I hear you, but the problem is the squad probably is going to get trimmed. So
yes,
some of our first teamers will more than likely actually be playing in this. So I get the effect of the Thursday Sunday thing, right? But I just think for me, realism is key because sometimes we're not going to be at where we want to be. But what we should be aspiring for is how can we get there? And right now, it's obviously making sure the manager is able to implement those tactics that are going to make us to get there, and also B, making sure you're making the right signings. And right now, I do agree with some of the signings.
Can I
go ahead?
Can I make something clear? Can we not, like any rival fans, whatever, but no Chelsea fans? Can we not sit here and act like it's okay for Maresca not to get top 4? That there is no excuse. I'm sorry, right now there is zero excuse for this Donny not to get top 4. I'm not having it, bro. this Conference League nonsense, whatever you want to call it, there is zero excuse for him not to get top 4. If he doesn't get top 4, okay, you can look at the sport directors for hiring him. You can look at the sport directors for hiring and getting rid of Poch. But eyes have to be on this manager as well for not getting top 4. I'm not having this nonsense of it's okay. It's his first year in the Prem, first season with Chelsea. Fuck all that shit, man. If he doesn't get Champions League football, eyes are going to be on him. I'm sorry. I'm not having this, bro.
Oh, wait. You might be correct. We don't know. We don't know how the season's
No, I'm talking about like
all we know is what the targets are meant to be. And if we get them great, if we don't get them, we got to look at the reasons why. It might be the manager, it might be the directors, it might be more the directors. We might have just signed the worst manager than Poch. We don't know. We have to
I think the problem is against Ziad. Yeah, I agree with you from a squad standpoint, and the guys we will bring in or potentially bring in. Yes, top 4 is a must. However, it is unfair to him. That's me personally. Again, you know, if the circumstances allow him to get top 4, of course I'm going to be happy over the moon because that's the minimum I've expected from him. But circumstances, Lampard, you know, yes, he got top 4, but the Lampard circumstances was what? He had 3 months off because of COVID. He had a player of Pulisic who decided to play ball, which people seem to forget. And he still had some level of modicum of experience that was a lot more than what we had. Like, let's be real, guys.
I mean, we say that like Lampard and Poch had 2 of the worst defenses in Chelsea Premier League.
But history. He also had Pulisic, player Pulisic and Giroud, and he had I would say Mount when he was pretty much at one of his some of his best too. So
after one season championship,
No,
Ahmed, bro, Tammy Abraham first season back from championship, Mason Mount, Tomori. What are we doing here, man?
But Tomori. Actually, no, sorry, not Tomori. But
listen, forget the Lampard era. Forget the Lampard era, right? Yeah. Ilya here is saying top 4, win conference, and make at least one domestic final. That's what Ilya wants. Just tell me bottom line predictions for you, for all 3 of you. Let's start with Lewis, then Ziad, then Ahmed. Just tell me prediction. Not prediction, expectation.
Top 4 and a trophy. Surprise.
Any trophy doesn't matter.
Yeah, just Conference League. Like, I can't demand the cups yet because I still need to see who you face. But do the best you can in the domestic cups, win the Conference League, and top 4. Done.
Ziad?
Top 4 Conference League and one of the cups. FA Cup or Carabao Cup, whatever. I don't care. One of them.
Ahmed?
This is crazy.
I don't know why you're laughing. I actually don't know why you're laughing.
I don't even think you're too wrong on that.
I don't know why you're laughing, bro.
Again, I agree with Conference League and competing for one of
It's all fun until Lewis is doing, what's it called? Draw live watch along. You get me? Man City away.
Draw live.
Hey, we get Man City. We get Man City.
Away. Let's go.
We get Man City. We get Man City. They're not.
Go ahead.
Go to the Etihad. You get me?
Yeah, we'll go to Etihad. No problem.
Getting Riga away. Let's go.
What I'm gonna say, is that from a regular expectation, I would obviously say top 4 Conference League and one of the trophies, right? That's what I would expect. Reality for me probably is gonna be top 6. I think we get it somewhere in the top 6. I think that's for sure. Probably get the Conference League. I would 100%. I agree with that, and probably get to 2 finals. I would expect, and get 1 trophy at the very least in one of those. I think more than likely that might happen.
I'll tell you what I think the expectations for Chelsea should be. Top 6, style of football, development of youth. I think if you ask Iqbali and Boli, they would answer closer to mine than to you guys. But obviously you guys are Chelsea fans. You want your club to win. I understand that completely.
That's why I said top 6, yeah.
Yeah, they're looking more at... I think they want someone who develops the players and gets the best out of the players and does all of this over like a Carabao Cup or a conference. Conference, I think you might win by definition, just because there's no good teams in there. That's the thing. But all I'm saying, my logic is, if you start your strongest in the Conference League, that might just affect your league form. That's the thing. It affects league.
We won't do it. There's no reason to play anywhere near your strongest 11, at least till the semis.
You might need to play I'll probably say you might need to play maybe 1 or 2 players if you don't have enough guys that are in reserve to do it. But at the end of the day, you should be winning Conference League, bro. There's no denying.
Just fill up the bench with it. Fill up the bench.
Wait, hold on. One sec. Sorry, Hassan, what did you say? Because I actually didn't hear it.
Big up to Scotty, I'll tell you. Big up to the panel. If the Spurs coach almost made it to the top 4 coming from overseas, Maresca should make top 4 with our squad, period. Bro, Ainge has been a manager before I was born. You know this? He's been a manager since 1994. Like, he brought Australia their first ever silver. Yeah, bro, he's been managing from before I was born. He managed the whole fucking Olympic team and managed Celtic and he managed the whole, bro. He's been a manager for 30 years. He ain't new. He's been managing since Ferguson started. Like, he's been a manager for a long time. And at the same time, you look at the squad that Spurs have. They do have a tiny bit of killers that you don't have, and at the same time, you have good players. That's it. So you have good play, like in terms of experience. Obviously, Maddison has more experience in the league than like an Enzo, shit like that. So that's what I think it makes a difference. Experience, that's actually good, not Chilwell. So anyway, yeah, there you are. I forgot about Chilwell. Hey, Jacob, you're out here trolling them. Go make a video about Werner, brother. Go make a video about Werner. What an embarrassing institution.
Hey, you got Werner for another year. I can boo him at the bridge.
Timo Werner. Oh,
he's scamming money, man. Big up Timo Werner, man.
I cannot believe Spurs.
Goat scammer,
Werner, bro.
Goat scamming. Werner is actually scamming insanely. Generational scammer, man. I can't lie to you, bro.
Very hard, Jacob. You can hold that respectfully. Listen, big up to Lewis, big up to Ziad, big up to Ahmed, big up to Andrew as well. All channels are in the description. Casually FC, Carefree, Lewis G, Ziad, Zone, The Bridge. Make sure you guys said I'm never returning to YouTube. Hey, I didn't ask you to sign Werner. You did it? That's not my fault. I'm just reporting the news.
Now come back for the Gallagher. Here we go. In a week.
Yeah, come back for the Gallagher
to Tottenham, man. He gets it. He's proper Charles. He gets it.
Yeah, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. Give him some treats.
He might be going to United, man, on the Poch, inshallah, man. Inshallah.
Them United fans have suffered enough. The Poch and Gallagher, bro.
Listen, man, Poch got the data. Listen, I know for sure Gallagher's got the data, man. Gallagher's got the data, man. You know what I mean? To back him. No denying that.
Passion. Him and Mount can go clap either side of the stands together.
Do you guys really think you guys would riot if you sold Gallagher?
No, they tried to do a riot on Sunday and only 3 people turned up. There's no chance.
Listen, speaking of 3, let's get to 300 likes before the end of the video. We're only 5 likes away, so slap the like button on your way out. Subscribe to This Is Football. I'm going to be back tomorrow, inshallah, after Straight Facts. I'm doing a United video with Terry, and we have Ahwa tomorrow at 10 p.m. UK time as well. Fuck all the Olympiacos game. We're not doing that watch along. So we have Ahwa and we have Terry as well. So plenty. There you are. There you are. Conference League. That should interest you, not me. Anyway, I'm back in the Champions League, baby. You got my pick a year.
Oh my God.
Big up to all of you guys. Love you all.
Hey, we're both in the UCL technically. So
hey, listen, man. You might be in the Europa League by Monday, man.
There you are.
We might be in the Europa League by Monday, man. We might be in the Europa League by Monday, man.
Such a fraud. That's like saying Van de Ven and Virgil van Dijk abbreviation both start with
hey,
V,
what's
so
the
they're
difference?
the same thing.
What's the difference?
There you are. One is conference. What is conference? By the way, the translation in Arabic is so funny. It's called Dawri.
Now there's going to be UCL games on Thursday. It's basically the same thing.
The translation in Arabic is hilarious. Dawri al-Mu'tamarat, it's called the conference league. I love it. It's like Ramadan league, you know? Big up to you guys.
That's crazy, man.
See you guys later, man. Love.